So, hey guys, today we're once again talking about just random legacy cards. So, today we're talking about Pandemic Dragon, which, yeah, I'm not even going to make any comment about the name, but alright, Pandemic Dragon has a somewhat interesting effect, in my opinion. So, we have soft once per turn. You can pay life points in multiples of 100. Other face up monsters on the field lose that much attack. Soft once per turn. You can target one monster on the field with attack less than or equal to this card's, destroy it. And if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, all face-up monsters on the field lose 1,000 attack. So the interesting thing about Pandemic Dragon, I believe, would be that all of this attack point manipulation is permanent. So with the life point ping effect, if you can modify your life points, technically, well, if we could modify it really high at least, we could lower our opponents and also our own monsters' attack points technically, because this affects all face-up monsters on the field, including its, well, does this include itself? Well, no, because it wouldn't be on the field with this effect, and this affects everything but besides itself with this effect. But yeah. With these effects, they're permanent attack point modification effects, which honestly, I don't think there are that many in the game, just normally. Well, especially not in terms of modern cards. And then we have this effect, somewhat worth mentioning, I guess, for both of these effects, is that they're soft ones per turn, I guess. You can target one monster in the field with attack less than or equal to this card's, destroy it. Well, I mean, even if this is soft ones per turn, it's not like that important because you can only pay so many life points, and you can just pay however many life points you want. But now that I think about it, if your opponent has like a monster with 10,000 attack, and if I were to have like, I don't know, let's say 15,000 life points, it pays in multiples of 100. So it's like, all right, 100, 200, 300, 400. And then we have to go all the way for that to like 10,000, or God forbid, like 100,000. What? We would have to pay like 1,000 times or something with Pandemic Dragon, which is like crazy. So obviously this card, I don't think this is viable at all for modern, but if we're just trying to be funny and trying to meme, this card's kind of great for that, because this effect just takes potentially a small forever to pay down or pay up, I suppose, life points to actually lower a monster's attack potentially, right? And then we have the destroy effect here, where we can target one monster in the field with attack less than or equal to this card's, and we can destroy it. So that effect, kind of neat, I guess, somewhat, kind of. So it just raw destroys a card. And now that I'm looking at this effect again, it says you can target a monster on the field with attack less than or equal to this card's. So to trigger this effect down here, you could technically always pop Pandemic Dragon with Pandemic Dragon to trigger Pandemic Dragon third effect. And funnily enough, this does have 3 effects. Also, there is no like way to special summon this card, just not like written on this card anywhere. So you would have to summon this with something else. So this is just like, if you were playing this, this is also a garnet, kind of, or a brick, or something along those lines, where it's just not that useful in hand by itself, or maybe at all, potentially. So kind of funny, kind of useless, but with this effect, technically, I guess if we could flip it face up and face down multiple times, we might be able to use the pop effect multiple times, or if we were able to resummon Pandemic Dragon multiple times, then maybe we could also do the pop effect multiple times that way, which is a little bit interesting, I suppose. And also, now that I think about it, this effect over here is actually not hard once per turn either. So another way to trigger this would be to actually put this on the field and destroy it. So putting it on the field does not equal special summoning it. So if we had Snake Eyes Flamber Dragon, for example, we could put Pandemic Dragon in the back row like that. We could equip Pandemic Dragon onto another monster as an equip spell. And in both cases, it would be considered on the field, I suppose. And if it's on the field, we could destroy by card effect. Technically, if this were in hand and destroyed by card effect, that counts as well, oddly enough. Destroyed by battle requires it to actually be on the field, but we could destroy Pandemic Dragon in multiple ways. Technically, if our opponent had like a virus card that popped Pandemic Dragon, interestingly enough, like Rush Card Virus type deal, and that it were to destroy Pandemic Dragon, that would trigger it as well. I really doubt that anyone has seen that interaction, like single digit amount of people, if any. But yeah, this permanent attack gain or decrease, I feel it could be kind of interesting in the sense that you can just make your opponent's like cards kind of useless. If we were playing a game specifically like Blackwing, this would be a funny way to counter Blackwing, in my opinion, because Black Feather Whirlwind searches based on your monster's attack points and can only add cards with less attack points than the card you just normal summoned. So with Pandemic Dragon effect, you could change up their search targets to be much worse, I suppose. So for example, we have maybe normal summon Simoon, and then we have pop Pandemic Dragon in the same chain to a new chain trigger. Well, I guess the priority does matter for this. But Pandemic Dragon effect, reduce Simoon's attack, and then you can't add Sudri, which is kind of funny, I guess. I don't know if any other monsters really significantly care about their attack points, like, at all. But, you know, I thought this card was a little bit interesting, but I guess it's not at all useful. It's more in the funny territory rather than any kind of actually playable card. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.